Hello, Hearthstone enthusiasts, and welcome to Sunday Night Showdown. I'll be your host tonight, BrushyTuna, joined by TonyMontana.
Hey, how's it going?
And of course, on op, we got probably the best op in all of THL, Saku.
You're making me blush right through the screen. It's crazy. How you guys doing?
I can't see it, but Saku's as red as a tomato right now.
I am.
Some tomatoes are green.
I can be
Listen
green
here.
too.
All right, folks, tonight for you, we got two matches. We got a Hero Series match coming up soon of RonMexico versus HeatShock. And then after that, we have a Pro Series match of Tweeg versus ESOGlokta.
I think Hero match, I mean, I haven't up with the what's been featured on stream before, but this seems like pretty common lineup, so should be of interest to the viewers.
Oh, yeah.
Especially RonMexico's lineup. Just perusing the lineups from the first couple, I want to say, I don't know if it's the most common line, but I'm pretty sure it's the foremost brought classes, right?
Yeah, definitely. Demon Hunter, RonMexico from the Burninators have brought Demon Hunter, Hunter, Rogue, and Warrior. And HeatShock from the Cold have brought Demon Hunter, Druid, Hunter, Warrior.
I even brought that was my lineup the first week, RonMexico's lineup, the Demon Hunter, Hunter, Rogue, Warrior. So
yeah, it's definitely the top four brought decks, and then arguably the top five in Druid for HeatShock that he brought, just that Druid over that Rogue. You know, just looking at these classes, Tony, who do you think is favored just purely on classes off the gate or off the bat?
Probably the person who doesn't have Druid.
Not a fan of the Druid?
Might be able to get it's probably going to have to get its win against the Hunter or the Rogue. The Demon Hunter and Warrior both have the tools to remove Druid's board pretty easily, even one that's been sold before. So whether, it's Warrior from Demon Hunter has a little bit more trouble doing it because it's kind of relying on the big altruist turn. Well, it doesn't even have to be that big. The Warrior has Risky Skipper that can easily remove Druid board, even if it's been buffed and sold before. So that one's going to be a little tough. So I would be surprised to see a Druid ban from RonMexico. I'm not really sure what HeatShock wants. I wouldn't be surprised with a double Warrior ban, honestly.
Yeah, I definitely think it's Demon Hunter and Warrior as the bans, nothing else. This class is just too good right now. Smoke the whole competition.
I'm only in Legacy this year or this season, and I've played both weeks. Both of us have brought, and my opponent have brought Demon Hunter and Warrior, and both weeks Warrior was banned from both of us. So,
all right.
So,
well,
there's not many decks that have a really, really, really easy time with Warrior. So
the deck just does it all. Saku, you say you have bans in?
I got some bans. So, HeatShock banned RonMexico's Hunter.
Ooh.
And RonMexico banned... sorry. Let me back up. He banned Hunter. So, RonMexico banned HeatShock's Hunter, and HeatShock banned Warrior.
Interesting. When you first said HeatShock banned Ron's Hunter, I thought it was just like a pure jab at Ron because he does love his Highlander Hunter.
Well, there's a huge possibility there, but just like see
Ron banned?
Ron banned Hunter, and HeatShock banned Warrior.
Yeah, so that does anybody know enough about Ron? Would he be capable of bringing something like more of a control warrior then?
Yeah. I mean, Ron could play. Ron plays all kinds of decks. From being on his teammate in Pro for a couple series and Hero for one series, he definitely just whatever he feels fit, he's just gonna jam in and go for it.
He also likes his puzzle box, but he didn't bring Mage this week, so.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised by that. The man loves himself some puzzle blocks.
If you're playing a relatively standard stock warrior deck, I'm surprised that you'd want to ban the Hunter, but maybe I just feel that that stock warrior just doesn't have much. It's pretty good playing against any deck that's trying to play to the board. So
yeah, I mean maybe Ron feels comfortable in all his classes to beat Demon Hunter and Warrior and just to leave him up. Because this is hero, so if you win, you don't have to like back out of that deck. You can 3-0 your opponent with one deck.
That's
So
true.
players are ready. All right. So players are ready. So let's hop on into the match.
Yep, just typing away here. Just tell them they can get going.
Oh my goodness. Listen, Ron better hurry up.
Yeah, I'm just. You should. I'll text him. Just say that you didn't put puzzle box in your Demon Hunter.
So I assume we're gonna see a Demon Hunter mirror game 1 here. It's because the deck's so good and capable of 3-0ing any lineup.
Unless you want to
Try to counter the other Demon Hunter, like you think they're gonna bring it first, and
unless you're waiting to queue your Demon Hunter up against their Druid. You want to not play your Demon Hunter into their Warrior.
that's true.
So I would actually be kind of surprised if Ron queued up Demon Hunter first, but
Well, let's
HeatShock
find
banned
out.
Warrior.
Your
So
So here we go.
Oh, Rogue versus Demon Hunter, game 1.
This should be pretty interesting.
just taking a second to get into the spectating. So
Yeah, sometimes it's a little slow getting in. I know there's been some times where Saku's looking at the match for a full minute, and I'm sitting here just waiting away.
Chugga chugga choo choo.
Interesting. I'm spectating HeatShock, but its cards are still backwards.
here, Ron's cards are backwards. Oh no, I can see them all now.
So we got HeatShock on the bottom, RonMexico on top.
That's a pretty sketchy starter. I guess he's leaning on backstab. Ron is.
Yeah, to try to carry him through the early game. Aggression.
Wouldn't be surprised if he led with the Battle Mage to be safe, since he can 2-power the
I grow
Battle Fiend.
impatient.
Battle Fiend. I don't know many of the cards by name, just by text. It's
Yeah,
all
I
very
just know by
reasonable.
picture.
One he's got interesting. I just noticed the lifesteal weapon, so maybe this could be.
It seems like one of the older versions of Demon Hunter. Going for the good mid game.
If we see some really off the wall cards, then leading towards higher.
I wonder.
There's already been some cutting of I-beams from the tempo lists, so it doesn't seem like the same reasons the lifesteal weapon would be much better. So
They're cutting I-beams from the tempo list?
yeah, there's I know Ozzy's not got it in his Grandmaster list this week.
Dang.
Or
Interesting.
there's a few European GMs who cut I-beam too. I think it's definitely defensible.
Right. Let's think. If we were Ron, I think we're just slamming an ambush here.
I wonder.
Just try to get some sort of tempo on board.
Don't let the door hit
Oh, we're
you.
going to pair with the stunner. Full tempo. To try to set up for Praise Galakron into an evil miscreant on turn 4.
Couple of
Because
3-drop play.
Yeah. I think
Gotta
you
be a
just
little bit too scared of the
slam
ambush.
Star
You
Blades
want to
here.
play a minion. That one's a little scary. He's just going to get eaten up.
In the shadows.
You fell right into my trap.
But he does have the I-beam follow-up, so
Yep, just trying to get them cards out of the right hand side of his hand so he can get down to that skull for Dawn. Or
yeah,
left hand, I
he's
should
got
say.
plenty of time to do that, though. He's got at least 2 more turns after the next before he can even play the skull, so
Yep.
and this can just get cleared if Ike, and I'd suspect it, no matter of whether or not he wants to really clear his board or not. Would definitely be surprised if he didn't move into the 2/2. Again, removing the 1/4 is a little bit.
Yeah, I like weaponing up here, clearing board, try to set up for your satyr on the following turn, and then turn after that you can play your skull and on.
Demons.
I guess that must be all he's really thinking about is does he want to get rid of this 1/4?
Yeah. But I guess you don't have to. You can push 4. You're not too scared of a Shadow Step Miscreant.
Demons.
Oh, and if he has a rush lackey, thing's going to be dead no matter what. He's going to be able to.
Yeah.
If he has a rush, if he has a rush lackey, any of the other lackeys fine to kill, even a 3 health Zogai.
Yep.
Short.
Oh, I guess he's thinking about this, playing the satyr and getting a minion, but he can't really clear anything that way.
No. Oh, he's going all face. The weapon. Yeah, but the 2/2 just clears off the 4/2.
Yeah, this seems not really in love with this play.
Nothing. Power.
I mean, it does put, leave the most on board, but would have.
Just taking Vendetta here if you're RonMexico.
Yeah, I would have been more in favor of that previous turn if he'd have adjusted. The satyr and generating an extra minion, I think, is a little better if you're just going face with the 4/3. So,
Ooh.
he took the Vendetta, so Pilfer looks a little better, and Dragon Sword also. Prep. I have a lot of spells in his hand that really by the prep, except for that secret.
Yeah. I wonder if he was thinking about prepping the Vendetta and didn't even think about the
Yeah, but if
the Pilfer to give it 0 mana cost Vendetta.
But the Vendetta, either 1 mana cards is more to reduce the cost of the Vendetta than the prep does. So.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, that seems. I'm not so sure about that one.
Probably just an overlook from Ron's side. Maybe. I mean, there is a chance.
Very
Pilfer
likely.
always gives you something, right? Pilfer always give you a different class.
From another class. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other one discovers a legendary minion from another class, right?
Yep.
You can get neutrals out of that.
Sword?
Like you can get
Demons.
yeah, Dragon Sword. You can get 3 neutrals out of that, and that could theoretically not
Pilfer
trigger your
definitely.
Vendetta. Yeah. Pilfer for sure will give you that other class card.
Now we freeze up the skull. Not in a hold position either. I wouldn't have hated clearing off that lackey, especially going in turn.
That's what
Turn
I was just
6.
about to ask. Yeah, I was just would it be worth a bump because you're going to take the dagger anyway, or it's going to get rid of the dagger.
Power.
Yeah, I don't think you want to, like, if he just slammed Togwaggle this turn, like, you're pretty upset the fact
Yeah.
that you didn't hit a 1/1.
You don't have enough on board to rush past that dog wagon. So
Yeah.
it's brutal too. And I'm also a bit surprised by.
The traits?
I think I would have just used the 4/4s to kill, left the lackey on board in case make him clear the lackey. If you're scared of the Togwaggle, so
Warlock.
because the 4/4s aren't going to the face anyways, so.
I mean, he's thinking, maybe I'll get a free trade, keep a full healthy 4/4 on board. Because he still does have this gigantic lackey in his hand.
Yeah, that's true.
I do have to say for HeatShock, these cards he just hit up Skull are
Impatient.
not the greatest.
I was just going to say, Ember Wing is like a little bit less than enthusiastic because you already got your.
Especially when you have a weapon equipped already.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
In it.
I mean, if I'm HeatShock, maybe I just hold all these cards for Naturi's turn. Really?
Short.
The only problem with that is if you draw an expense card.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's also reasonable to clear this and then just start and out. So.
Draw card off sigil runner.
Never catch me.
Fires of vengeance burn bright.
Wide board.
Now you got a pretty wide board, so
I never lie.
Ron doesn't really have the. Oh well, the draw of the Hanar is gonna be pretty huge. Oh, especially with this flame ward.
Ooh.
He has the mana for it, right? Yeah. Well, didn't take it though.
Redemption.
Redemption.
Well,
for
that
real
might
for
be a
one.
little greedy.
If I go with pack tactics, he's just going for the full board control. Try to
Yeah,
keep as many minions on.
Even
it's
bamboozle.
probably that's probably correct because HeatShock's probably going to want to prioritize killing the Hanar, which is obviously not going to happen.
Or you can pick a counter spell if he thinks he's got Metamorphosis coming up. Which we know he does. Weird.
Yeah, but Demon Hunter has so many like cheap spells and stuff like that they can proc your counter spell.
True.
I think going for the Hail Mary counter spell and the Metamorphosis play might not be the most efficient play.
Right. So many cards in hand too.
Just
Yeah.
call me-
You got to assume that he has a
If he was-
spell to bait out.
Yeah.
More-
If he had like one card in hand, I can see going for the counter spell, but with still a
He's
semi
not
full grip,
really in a
it'd be a
position
little
where
rough.
he has a Metamorphosis to try and
All I see is weakness.
go for Overseer first.
Satyr comes down, ambush triggers.
Right into my trap.
You can see Chaos Strike to kill it, then Redemption saves it. Not going to quite have enough to clear up all the poisonous, though.
Oh no.
I never lie, but I never tell the truth.
Now you do have the Chaos Strike just to clear out the 3/3 and R. Or even the 1/4. But either way, one of these Nars gotta die.
Not looking good for HeatShock.
Now you get two.
The
Hunter.
two Hanars are going to be pretty tough to beat.
It's gonna flip Ron's
Since you
hand
haven't
too, though,
really-
right?
And here we go.
Don't let the
It's
door
hard to
hit
even
you.
keep up with what scripts he can play the turn.
Don't let the door hit you.
I'd like to see Ron try and set up with. Obviously, we can see the Priestess in hand, but that's really the only card that could. Some fortunate spins could get HeatShock back into the game. But he might just be. Ron might be able to just put too much health onto the board for the Priestess to murder.
Never
Especially if
said
he takes his Never Surrender. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, but it's going to be unlikely for
Choose
to
soon.
be able to play both a Priestess and a spell.
Well, I was thinking the Never Surrender to help in case he thinks an Outree's turn or something's coming.
Oh, sure. In fact, he really doesn't have any spells that would work with either of those cards at the moment, so. He's already played an I-Beam, so there's really only, and both Chaos Strikes, so.
Rough
Not
turn.
really sure what he does to get back out of this.
I don't think a whole lot of nothing. Looking at his hand, he's
But
so
really
far
have
behind on these Hanars, and
he doesn't have a card that costs less than 3 to go with the Ultra. So he can't even generate more than one Whirlwind.
maybe
Facing
slam
down-
Priestess and hope, and just pray.
I don't know what else. I mean, it's pretty hopeless, but
Karate
I mean,
chops to two Hanars, hopefully. And
impatient.
Yeah.
there's a reasonable chance he doesn't even clear anything except for a Hanar. So
Unless he shock attacks the 1/1, hoping to add something, and then pack taxes triggers.
Grows short.
Just all rough all around for heat shock.
Demons. Demons.
Oh, that's right, because the Noble Sacrifice will get a 3/3 from the Noble.
Oh man.
Put the bazillion power, or the bazillion health on the board.
Yeah.
Like 11, but that's close.
It was barely worth it.
Like it didn't, literally didn't remove anything. It's just
Yeah.
even that unlikely.
13,
so.
14, 15. Ron's off lethal by 1.
So,
It's a little harder to read the upside down cards.
Yeah, a bunch of
Don't
secrets.
let the door hit you.
Lackey, Devoted Maniac.
They obviously don't pop up like in your hand whenever you hover over them, so. That's still, no, that's the dirty tricks, right?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, there's
Oh, Ron, there's no way. Eye for an eye and explosive trap up.
the bottom right.
Choose super-
No, Ron's just collecting cards at this point.
it's Christmas time right now.
Yep. That should do it. I don't see anything in HeatShock fan.
Just drawing dead.
Yeah.
For now.
All right.
Right, and Ron takes game 1.
Rogue goes up. Demon Hunter is out for HeatShock, so we'll not see that again. We'll see what HeatShock wants to bring him back into Ron's Rogue.
Sounds like a diner.
Ron's Rogue.
Wouldn't be surprised to see the Druid.
I mean, Rogue does have a hard time of dealing with a board of 2/2 sometimes.
Class is
It's
in
also
session.
not doing a lot. Druid kind of wants to do is just
Sit back, do nothing until turn 6
the thing
after
that
they ramped.
is amazing enough, and sometimes it is, and sometimes it isn't. It looks like it might be. I'm not sure if HeatShock Wall Growth in his Druid deck.
Probably not, because I saw the double exotic mount seller. And that's usually a sign of no wild growth. But who knows? It could be his own configuration. Maybe he still has it in there.
Oh,
Ooh, there's a
he's
bit
playing with Sarah.
Lost to you, Sarah, though.
Don't like seeing that go.
Sarah's
early.
probably not very good in this, or almost not very good in this matchup. So
Actually, not bad, because if you can ramp to turn 9 super fast and overflow, and then you just make a board of huge dragons out of nowhere, Rogue usually
but
has no
you're
chance.
probably, if you can ramp to turn 9 and overflow, I mean, I
That's
don't
true.
know if that's any better than just playing a bunch of tokens.
That's true.
I wouldn't be surprised if he just made a guy.
Makes it 3/2.
And then next turn he can plus mana and get out a board with 2/2. So also it's not unreasonable to draw to make, as if you play a coin or an innervate and the glow fly, then you still have 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, playing a guaranteed, even if you play the 3/2, to get at least 6 minions. So the Rising Winds replaces itself in your hand. So
Yeah.
this is gonna be. This is a really wicked. Yeah, that's not good. Gonna be enough. What was the? I would be surprised not to see the. He makes the full board with this hand because he's only got the mount spell.
Yep. Oh,
He can remove it. Minimum 2. Oh, he's got the. He doesn't have any type of. He was, of course, obviously wasn't on the coin, so he can't.
From nothing. Power.
Nothing particularly interesting.
clever disguise maybe to try to help you out. Maybe get some mage spells, AoEs, or something like that.
Certainly better than the other two. Maybe even reasonable, but
These aren't the greatest.
now you have some options. I don't know how great Soul of Forest is here.
I don't like Soul in here for this board because
You do turn some of your both line into Treant so that you're not as bad against Flick if you're worried about that. Because that's really the only card that Rogue has to answer a board like this. This is actually not that bad of a position for him.
no.
As long as he could protect as many of these.
So Ron's gonna go ahead and flick them all these treants, leave him with a 2/2.
Just Shock has the option of another Glowfly turn, or well,
Nope.
a Mount Seller turn. Seller's not that great. He only gets to play 2 spells.
It's only one because he'd have to coin out the Mount Seller first.
Oh yeah. Sorry, you're right.
Yeah, but if you hold on to Mount Seller for next turn, your Bog Beam's online, you got both Innervates. Just going wide.
Is Ron forced to just flick these 3/2s?
No, the Fell Bolt clears one, Maniac clears the other, maybe Sinister Steel gives you Shoot Lackey or Rush Lackey for this other Lackey that you just discovered.
Position.
So this should be pretty straightforward. Mount Seller spam spells.
You fell right into my
To clear the poisonous. And we're generating a bunch of stuff that's not. That was my worry with not playing Flick next turn, is I don't know how much better Flick was going to get.
Yeah.
Be worried if you were on that if the next turn was a Mount Seller turn, then you would not be able to deal with his board. Since he's not Gallad yet, the bounce is not going to be good enough to remove anything. So, Vanish is no longer in the pool.
Yeah. I think about that every time. I'm like, man, I wish I still had my Vanish.
Rest in peace, gun down in its prime.
Gun down its prime.
Who would have thought Little Richard would have lasted longer than Vanish?
I know, I was actually wondering before the stream if you were going to bring up young Richie randomly here.
Played.
Oh, well, I hadn't planned on it, but or not.
They just lined up.
This is part in most. One does commentary where you feel the game is
So many contradictions.
out of reach for one of the players, and you just start talking nonsense. So
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the only way, if Ron didn't have this Kronks in hand, the only real way he could have came back is like draw Galakron for turn, play Galakron, 0 mana Kronks,
I didn't
play your
go ahead.
board.
I was wondering if he was going to taunt up the Porcupine. So
Yeah.
he's the second one. We have 5, 11, 16. A lot to put into him.
Standard time run low.
Lethal setup here for HeatShock.
Yeah, that's a reasonable overflow.
Yeah.
You can really clear their board mostly, and even if you don't, there's not many like sets of 5 cards you can draw where you don't
Just
really
die.
squeeze out and either draw a Savage or something like that, or yeah, things that give taunt. Iron Bark.
Nothing but power.
Nope. All right. I don't know what we're looking for, Ron, but
From nothing
let's go for it.
power.
And not with all your mana gone.
Yeah.
Some Cold Bowl lackeys in there somehow, but at this point, not even getting through the 3/7 without totally. Yeah, this is gonna sting quite a bit.
Yeah.
Well played.
He's just dead on board. So it was not very surprising to see HeatShock
You have
Anarchy the
legendary
Druid
skill,
into the
my
Rogue,
friend.
and it has Demon Hunter and Hunter, right?
For HeatShock? Or for Ron?
Ron.
Yeah, Ron has Hunter
Demon Hunter.
and Demon Hunter.
So I could see either one of those. I would suspect Demon Hunter. A quick Q, so.
And Demon Hunter?
Class is in session.
So this is what you were talking about earlier. Oh, what? What are these pit commanders doing in here?
Demon Hunter? It's certainly not Highlander.
No. Huh.
But
Is
there's
it?
some. Is there
Is there a
a Demon
big,
Hunter card?
big demon hunter? Such a thing?
They're like, are there neutral big demons that like we aren't thinking about? That
One of the or one of
What's up?
the few UI issues with Hearthstone is once you're locked into a game, you can't view like the collection screen. Which I mean, there's other outlets for
Yeah.
it, right? They're third party, but it's the way the UI is. So it was definitely not surprised with the only keeping the overgrowth there. So
So I wonder if Ron's only demons. Oh no, I was gonna say are just the priestess and that pit commander, but he's got this sightless watcher. All right, Ron.
typical underwhelming hero power. I don't have too many. I know it's not the most. I think I have about 160 wins, in who knows how many games. I've definitely caught myself almost just passing turn one.
It just yeah, because you're not used to the 1 mana hero power.
Taking a while to get used to. Well, since the removal of Jen and what was the other one?
Baku.
Saku, yeah.
Ooh.
Those are maybe the Taunt Lifesteal, but it's just not a very. It's not a great card against Druids. So
I mean, you could take the other priestess because you'll Fell Screamer on 4, one of the priestess on 5.
yeah, but I mean, I don't think that you're not beating Druid with these expensive cards. I mean,
you got
maybe
this chaos number to help you out.
that was a. I go with Moonfire and Hero Power.
Interesting.
Huh.
Huh.
You want to not only take this damage, but take the 0 mana card.
Yeah, I think if you didn't want to take damage, you just crystal power, right? For 2?
Yeah.
Just shoot it.
If you really want to save it to heal, you're taking 3 to do it. So you're not really, for both like, sets of transaction trees, you're not really up that much. So here's where he was hoping for.
Yeah.
It'd been nice to have a Moonfire going into a Mount Seller curve. Obviously, he doesn't know he's going to draw it.
I was gonna say same thing because he'd be able to pair this Iron Bark with the Mount Seller as well, so you'd have 2/0 cost next turn.
I was going to say it would be an insane draw.
I supply only the finest.
Not even clear you want Iron Bark.
Still be able to play 3 spells this turn. Innervate into Crystal Power into Iron Bark.
You can't Iron Bark yourself.
He's trying his best, man. Let him, let him do it.
Definitely, I like Iron Barking the.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Oh,
That's a bad rabbit.
the worst 3-drop beast. Oh, I'm just going to heal for 5. Thanks,
Yeah.
oh, my goodness. These were
Lower than
some bad beasts. So are we just double trading as Ron slamming a priestess, or
There's no chance of killing the.
My
But it gets rid of a good bit of the board.
sing.
yeah? I mean, he does only have 2 cards right now in hand. Oh, the Rising Winds is huge.
You can draw and play a Glowfly. Depending on what he draws, because he'll have at least 2 cards in his hand. This
So
is a little-
Glowfly will make 3 2/2s, and then Mount Seller will make a beast. I don't mind it. It's going to run into this Chaos Nova. I think the side from
Also-
HeatShock is he doesn't know what's happening in
Wrath-
Ron's hand.
play the wins and soul before us. So. And the Nitro also.
So we're Moonfire here, probably Wrathen for 1. Oh. So we don't have to Wrath for 1 if we don't want to.
Sands of time run low.
Another Desert Hair for HeatShock.
And Soul of the Force is really something that you wanted to have squeezed in this turn to protect you a little bit against the Priestess. Kind of Chaos Nova. They're starting to pop out. Reason don't.
If Ron DC?
I grow impatient.
He says, I see Moonfire is and it's still hovering. His rope
Yeah,
isn't burning.
Yeah. He should just disconnect and reconnect. Because that Moonfire was a while ago.
Demons? Demons.
Maybe he's back. Saw him hover a card. Oh no, there he goes.
Waiting for a player to reconnect.
Yeah, Ron disconnected. He got that glitch where like you just see a card hovering for a long time. All right, so if you're Ron, Tony, how are you handling this board?
So I'm trying. He's got Chaos Nova. Taunt Lifesteal doesn't seem like an option. He's got Chaos Nova and I-Beam to play. Really the only.
Yeah, so we can punch the 1/4, creates a 2/2. Right? I-Beam down one of the other minions, Chaos Nova. Leaves them with a 5/1 Mount Seller.
You certainly will probably want to get rid of the Mount Seller.
Yeah, so maybe I-Beam the Mount Seller. Or we can Chaos Nova first. Yeah.
So he's certainly back. Definitely has to Nova this board. And hope to remove as much as he can. I guess the best case scenario is 3, but
Yeah. That works out. We do have this Blessing of the Ancient, though, for HeatShock.
this would be a little bit risky to play the Wrath. Doesn't draw the spell. He doesn't want to swarm.
No, I guess he's waiting for maybe like an overflow or a fungal to try to get more spells in hand for this swarm.
My blades will sing.
This is gonna be pretty brutal.
How
Ouch.
did even
Oh, maybe not.
Just
That was pretty brutal.
And he gets
that's because he got a good priestess last time, so it was like, nah, we're gonna make you miss all of them this time.
have to eat it to do it, but oh, he just cycled.
Yep, so there's just fungal fortunes. Maybe we'll see the glowfly after this, depending on what he draws.
Yeah. Plus, if he makes the big board, then the priestess hitting the priestess and taking face next turn is the same thing, right? So
Yeah.
I'm surprised he's thinking about putting his minions into this. Blowfly fills up the board. Plus, he still has Bog Beam.
Yeah, so makes 5/2/2 bog beams down the rest. Pushes 3. 10, 13, 16, 19. Sets up lethal for next turn. Ooh, that's a pretty good card.
those without eyes truly see?
What is Ron's deck?
I have no idea.
The more I'm looking at this, the more I'm confused.
This is a RonMexico Demon Hunter special. That's what we'll call it.
Demon Hunter cards
Yeah.
Ion.
So we can blessings, power, crystal.
Is Ron the type to complete a deck?
To do what?
Isn't there like an autocomplete function?
How curious.
Like
Yeah.
a fill deck for you?
He's that type, yeah.
These are, I mean, I've
It's just
definitely seen some bigger Demon Hunter decks, but they tend to play the Zephyr Alex.
So Ron's hoping for a Chaos Nova off the top here. Try to stabilize this board. Oh no, he won't because of the Sightless Watcher. We know what's coming.
You
Let's
cannot
just throw
break the
2 taunts in the way.
The weak shall perish.
Comes the beaten stick.
All just enemies? Okay, yeah, just enemies.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we can. Let's
Play
think
it.
here.
So many contradictions.
I don't see a way to clear and leave any minions up, so I mean, just go for the reset and run it back next turn.
So many contradictions.
I wonder, depending on what's in his deck, maybe this. Oh, Savage Roar. Yeah, I think Savage Roar does it through the heal. Savage Roar plus power plus Blessing of the Agent does it. Because Ron will heal the 12 and then get punched for 14. Yep.
Not the same, yeah. I didn't see how few cards left he had in his deck, and he hadn't drew the first Savage Roar yet, right? So yeah, that was his first Savage Roar. So finding one that's not that unreasonable, he's like 1 in 3, right? So
So
Unless he's just running 1.
Ron's gonna
Right.
restart. So
possible, but
fine.
if he has to, then it's 1 in 3. Even if not, it's still 1 in 6. So.
1 and 6. Yeah, you're still favored to find it.
yeah. Do you guys hear me about Ron needing to restart? Okay, cool.
Yeah, his internet trash over there in Utah. Silly Ron.
Just with the Hunter left, then.
Yeah, Hunter versus Druid here for the next game. And then if Ron wins that one, we'll have
Here,
Hunter versus Demon Hunter.
Warrior.
Or, yeah, hit you Warrior. You're right. Already played Demon Hunter. Interesting deck list by Ron. For sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what we're doing with all these big demons and
It felt like spoiler season all over again.
just like, hey, look at all these demon cards.
You sneak some of those AI generated Hearthstone cards in. Literally never seen some of those before. I don't play any arena. So I understand that Demon Hunter's the popular class in arena.
Yeah. Just because their cards on average are just stronger than all the other ones.
The hero power is also insane, right?
Yeah. Because you get free board clears like all the time with the Immolation Aura, the Chaos Nova, the Antidote, the Priestess. There's just so many good Demon Hunter cards that hit off in an arena.
Have to respec.
Yep.
So
Run.
Elise versus Rexa.
Drew one or
Last
Heat
is
Shock
in
is drawn
session.
one of the cards you really want to see in your opening hand, Fungal Fortunes. So nice 1-mana interactive spell. So I wouldn't be surprised, or would be surprised if he kept anything but those two.
Yeah, just Glowfly, Fungal.
Oh, he kept the Glowfly and shipped the. It's interesting. Without the Glowfly, certainly looks a lot better with draw spell in your hand. So
Yeah.
of course, whitelisted and just draws the crystal power.
So Ron is on this Highlander Hunter.
Do we know that it's Highlander?
Yeah, it's Ron.
Okay, well,
I just know Ron that this man loves his deck to no end. Oh,
take your word for it.
loves his HL.
Running out already.
Oh,
there's a 5/7.
2-mana 5/7, no big deal.
It's all right. Next turn, HeatShock can make a board of 2/2s. Let's see what we do here. Make an eagle.
Are you seeing Ron's hand or?
Yeah,
Okay,
I can see both.
It's not coming up for me. I'm only seeing.
Yeah, if you leave the spectate and respectate again, it should fix it. All right, and here comes a board full of 2/2s here for HeatShock. He's got a Power of the Wild and backup to try to buff up his board if he needs it. Ooh.
Your wish is my
This is Zephyr, so
Zephyr's. Oh, Lightning Storm, that's right.
I was like, there's some 3-mana there, so
There's some 3-mana, deal 2 to the board.
and it looks like what can Ron realistically do in the next 2 turns before Shock and which he doesn't even have the cards to generate a board yet, but in principle, by the time he gets to 7 mana, Ron just may be too far ahead. He's taking at least 7 twice, so unless Ron does something like Wrath, the Zephyrus, then or Crystal Power, the Zephyrus. I mean, that's also
Shoot it for 1, draw a card, Crystal Power it down the rest of the way.
he could Wrath and
Try to
Moonfire if he
Yeah.
wants to draw more cards.
I guess he's got the other Rising Wind if he wants to draw another deal.
If he wants to draw a card and remove something, is what I mean.
Yeah. Well, you can still Rising Wind, draw the card, and then Crystal Power afterwards.
You can do it with Crystal Power, sure.
Deal 5. All right. By 2/2. Yeah. Alright, this President Felmaw has done nothing but go face every time I see it. This is easy. Two mana deal 5. Oh, Glowfly off the top for HeatShock.
Does not want to play it.
It's interesting.
You maybe just didn't see that he drew. Oh, looking at another card that's not Glowfly Swarm.
Wonder what he's worried about, not to just slam 7/2/2s here.
Yeah. Odd.
All right, we're just drawing, making a 3/2.
That Glowfly would have been so great. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously you don't know that you're drawing Savage Roar, but there's lots of cards that, especially with the Wrath in your hand, that lets you remove the next turn and threaten to deal a lot of damage. So would have been plus what? 15 plus another. That's like 35, right? So.
Yeah, something like that.
I mean, what are you doing until you get on the board? He wants to do it all in one turn. I think it's maybe not unreasonable, but
Okay, con up a few of these.
Symmetry.
also admittedly not the. I've played this matchup mostly from not the Druid side, so.
Yeah, I play this matchup a lot from the Druid side, and I like just slamming a big board as much as I can. Hey. So
Bear
let's
witness
think here.
to no face.
Does Ron have lethal here by any chance?
Where are the taunts?
I guess if that rottenness hit one of the taunts, that was lethal. I think. No?
Some room and play a Unleash. 7/5,
I wonder.
Unleash. 5, 6, 7. Never mind the other 5 attacks.
Ron still can clear off
Quickly.
3 of these Glowfly.
It looks like it's going to have to be the play, so. As utility of Unleash wants.
We're going to leave 3 up. So
Is it
Blessing
technically
Nature
four?
makes them 4, Savage Roar 6, 12, 18, 20, 21.
A little short.
22. Short by 2.
So many contradictions.
So we don't have lethal here. You still just trying to do as much damage as HeatShock, or are we just trying to go full board control at this point?
Well, I mean, if you can't kill him, then you're almost dead on the next turn, so.
How
Yeah.
curious.
I mean, we got this Bog Beam, shoots down to 5/3. Yeah, kill 5/1, kill the 1/3, leave him with a 6/5.
And he's got. Ron's got 5 damage with no board, so.
Yeah.
Everything that you leave up
Time run low.
empty board is, already halfway into your life,
So
more than
many
quarter way into your control, so.
contradictions.
Probably overflowing here as the HeatShock, just to help him out on life total.
Oh, let's kill the 5/1 first.
Yep.
Crystal Power. Is that just coming up? Yeah. Came up.
6, 9, 11, 13, 16. It's lethal for Ron.
11.
He sees it. So.
Yep.
So we get to see a game 5.
Game 5. Best words in all of Hearthstone.
If you want to stun on him and corrosive breath his own dragon.
Let him know. All right, so we're gonna see Hunter versus Warrior. Which I have not played.
One of the more aggressive, or not so much aggressive, is one of the mid-range decks that I think can give Warrior a little trouble, but I would still rather be in the Warrior position.
Yeah. I haven't played this specific matchup too often. The specific Highlander Hunter versus Warrior. I wonder if HeatShock's got eggs in his list or if he's playing the injured 12-year instead.
What's the goal with the bangs cut? Why not both?
I don't know. I've seen a lot of lists run one or the other. Either they run the 12-year with the Rampage or...
I agree that is more common, but I would suspect that since Ron had Rogue,
Yeah.
I would say with if you know you're playing against Rogue, 12 years better against Rogue than other decks because it dodges backstab and steal.
All the removals. Yeah. Nope, we got the eggs in here.
Someone's got to lead
Instead.
the charge.
Well, Sticky Fingers is not bad. Still the 3/2 infinite weapon if you have a dragon.
Yeah, or either one of the ways,
Yeah.
especially the hammer. We see an egg here. Oop. Next turn, we have some options depending on what Ron plays. Either the
Yeah. I think Ron's probably just play the Felmaw and then HeatShock's going to run it back with the live wire lance.
Yeah, probably just the lance without an attack.
I like the no attack. Oh, he's going to run out of 110.
Maybe
Without a way to get that rampage on or anything. My first instinct is definitely to play the lance here, so it looks like it agrees, and I would just shift the turn back, and looks like that's what he does. So spear draw.
That spear's not bad. You just want to kill the 1/2.
It looks like he won't get much, or he won't get too much value since it'll get a second charge off. Oh, and he does not play it, which is also reasonable. So look for the value trade.
Interesting. I think if you're just going to go for the value trade of the Huffer, you just play a Desert Spear instead, right?
You also just don't know that you're going to get the Huffer, but...
Well, I know, but like, if your plan was to get... Yeah. If your plan was with Huffer, like, if you think about it beforehand, you're like, well, if I get Huffer, what am I doing with this? I guess Ron probably wanted something not Huffer.
I wouldn't have mind seeing just the 110 into the... Well, he get a taunt is... That I'm not so sure about because it can die. That's 110 getting damage and killing the Huffer's also not because you have a rampage and copy next turn, so not guaranteed to have otherwise.
Yeah, and that was actually the worst hit for Ron for the Felmar. Because this 1/5 can just...
Yeah, which is why I'm also
control.
surprised he taunted the egg. If it gets punched by the Felmont, it dies or what.
Yeah.
At least this way you have more health on the 110 to buff and copy, so I kind of like taunting up the Chandler. But it looks like 5 damage is going to be tough to deal with or put on it.
Ron Film need the You're all out.
We can rampage and copy and clear the 5/3 with the lackey and the weapon.
Yeah, push 4.
2 4/8s that Hunter's going to have a tough time dealing with. Looks like HeatShock.
Wonder if he's thinking about rampaging it again.
Rather than copying it,
Yeah.
it's not unreasonable. I mean, it's a little taunt to protect it.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
Your flaws
you can't rottenness drink it. So, like, if you wanted to save a turn just to rampage it again before copying, this could have been the turn. So, the Ingenuity draws the Griffin or the Prime.
And the prime's not going to be good enough here. Oh, I thought you meant the one that I just realized.
No,
that the
yeah,
prime,
I don't know what the first half is. What it's called, Zigzord something. Baby Prime. That's what we'll call it. All right. So how's Ron going to deal with these 4/8s?
a bit of a pinch here.
Nothing but a bunch of big
I think the answer is he's not going to deal with 4/8s.
Yeah.
Moves quickly.
stick now.
Yep. Seals the weapon.
double time.
This is
The big
this is looking
guy.
rough for Ron.
This whole board, it looks like. I think we would probably just kill him with a weapon instead of trade. I mean, I think you definitely want to kill the sharpshooter, but
Yeah.
looks
Separate
like
into the
you-
sharpshooter, punch face, send your 1/1 into his 1/1.
deals one more damage. Do you really need to squeeze that 1 damage out like that?
Probably not. But
I think I would just rather have the one on. Sure. I guess. I mean, are you like is
I don't think you're that scared of Uranus either. Because like
Unleash that
still
bad?
have- yeah. Well, Unleash isn't that bad. No,
That's what I
'cause it
mean.
doesn't
That's
do anything.
one time. I mean, against Hunter, where you're slightly concerned with having your board be too wide without
Yeah.
hand arounds just conceding here.
Yep.
And HeatShock takes it.
Well
So.
played.
3-2. All right. That's
Game 1 was Rogue versus
Demon Hunter.
Hunter. Yeah. So given how Game 1, in the passes for Game 1 ended up happening after kind of was not all that surprising. Not a lot of well, I mean, some of the cards that we saw, some of the in the decks were, but I mean, as far as what the players chose to queue up was not, I would say.
Yeah. So that puts after that win for HeatShock, that puts the Colt to 10 points for the week, and the Burninators up to 11 points for the week. Last match down to Lil Harthy from the Burninators, and the last champ for the Colt will decide the match.
Okay.
All right. We doing an interview, Saku, or are we jumping straight into the next game?
Yeah, we're gonna try to do an interview here. Just gotta see if oh, he accepted, so we'll see here. HeatShock.
Hello.
Nice
Hey,
win-
how you doing?
Nice win tonight,
Pretty-
man.
Pretty good, thank you.
Congrats on the win.
Yeah, I don't know how, not too happy with how I played that first game, but Druid's pretty good. So
Oh,
got a lot
you're
of
talking
work
the
done
first
for me.
Druid match or the first
the first Demon Hunter
versus-
game, secrets are hard. Man, that was disappointing.
Yeah. I mean, you had to play around 10 plus secrets that game. So,
Yeah.
it's rough.
It's hard
you know?
too. I'm really bad when I have open deck lists. I know exactly what I need to be doing, and then when it's like hero, it's like I can anything can happen. Like I got blasted with the Chaos Nova from the Demon Hunter. I'm like, what? I was not expecting that. But yeah, good game to Ron. He definitely caught me with some stuff.
Yeah, and it wasn't even a Highlander. I mean, you expect to see some oddball cards when you're forced to play.
Yeah, then the second
cards,
Priestess of
but
Fury is
there were
something too.
there were duplicates. So, I am not as experienced a Druid player. I haven't played it yet this season. I'm only in the one league, playing Legacy. I was obviously what you do commentary. You try and fill the time a little bit by anticipating what a player's going to do on a given turn. Try to ignore as much of the info you have about the other player's hand as you can. I was interested a little bit because again, I'm not that experienced of a Druid player. There were a couple times where we suspected you were going to play Blowfly Swarm earlier than you did, and you chose not to. You chose to wait. I was just curious.
Right. It's kind of tricky because sometimes you have to keep in mind like there was one turn I decided that I wanted to do the 3/2s, I think, because then I would have like 2 or 3 more glowflies, right? So one of the problems is if you only get 4 of them and then they kill 2, then you can't actually capitalize on that. So that's kind of tricky.
Well, I think,
so I don't always jump on it super early.
well, one of the Hunter versus Druid match, you're on turn 6, and your glowfly would have been 7 glowflies, but you chose to draw Wrath instead.
Yeah. I think I wanted the buff with it, and I think he could have cleared off a lot. I think that was my last wave, right?
It was.
So I'm like, well, I need to make this as good as it can because I discarded my Mount Cell and I didn't think I would have another board.
Okay,
So
that's
that was
Okay.
I was just worried like if he kills too much of this and then I can't get there with the buffs, then it's over. So I think that was what I was thinking.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm definitely going to go back and watch that again too. Ron and I, we talked over our replays after our pro match last time, and it's definitely cool to like. I'm sure there were tons of things I could have done differently, and it's just trying to find them.
Yeah, that's the cool part. Always getting with someone, especially if your opponent's down for it, and you guys just like sit there and talk out. Well, like this is what I was thinking, whatnot, and kind of gets you in that mindset. Like, okay, in the future when I face this matchup again, this is
what I learned.
the ideas and the thoughts. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I definitely liked how you played the first fly in the matchup. I don't recall right now if there's a second after he part of the half tree ant, half glowfly board. And we were actually kind of surprised he didn't flick the second time because you have to suspect you're going into a possible Mount Seller turn where flick's just not going to be very good anymore.
Right. Well, I think I drew the Mount Seller. That was kind of lucky because otherwise I was.
Obviously, he doesn't know that, but what we were saying is that like there's just a chance that Flick just doesn't do anything again.
Right.
I guarantee some value from Flick there and put a 4/4 onto the board rather than what's left of the 2/2 voted maniac and lackey.
Right. I don't know. I don't hate stepping the Flick because I think it's one of the most powerful tools in the matchup for sure. I mean, Rogue's it's a terrible matchup for Rogue. So I think trying to think like, well, this is something I can beat in the glowflies made sense to step that.
Not stepping it, not playing it afterwards.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because he could have cut off 4 treants with it on the second step at that time. Yeah.
Instead, he played the maniac and then taunted it. So he could have ended up with 4/4 instead of a 2/2 and a 1/1, and then had no board also.
Yeah, that's interesting. I definitely have to go back and look at that again because
obviously we know that
I don't remember exactly what he had, but that's interesting. Yeah, one of the awesome things about THL is that like it's this pretty casual environment. Like there's not like we're playing for thousands of dollars, so it's good to try and figure out and learn. It's a great opportunity to learn and get better, and see what you can do. So
Yeah,
definitely a lot of
well,
fun.
Yeah, well, we got to wrap up this interview and start getting the next match. So thanks for coming by.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting us talk about your match a little bit. Congrats on the win.
Thanks.
Great games.
Yeah. Good luck in the rest of the season, man.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, no problem. All right. So up next, we got a Pro Series match of Tweeg from Stay the Blaze Home and ESOGlokta from WashU Mishas. Tweeg has Zoo Warlock. He's got the normal. He's got no Priestess in his Demon Hunter. Then we got Face Hunter
Now.
and looks like a heavy Pirate Warrior build versus ESOGlokta's also Zoo Warlock, no Priestess Demon Hunter, typical Egg Warrior, and Highlander Mage. And then, let's see. Saku said we got bans. The bans are ESOGlokta banned Tweeg's Demon Hunter and Tweeg banned Warrior. So we'll see Zoo Warlock, Hunter, and Hunter and Warrior versus ESOGlokta's Warlock, Warrior, and Mage. Right? No, I messed it up. No, Demon Hunter and Mage.
Hunter, right.
Yep.
It's
so
whatever
looking at
you want it to be, Brushy. Anything you want it to be, buddy.
Looking at these open deck lists here, Tony, who are you favoring here?
What got banned by?
So if you scroll up a little bit, you can see
See the
both their
deck list. What were the bans again?
Galactus,
so Tweeg banned Demon Hunter. Oh no, Tweeg's God man, I'm messing this up. Yeah, Tweeg banned Warrior and ESOGlokta banned Demon Hunter. So
right.
So no Demon Hunter from Tweeg and no Warrior from ESOGlokta.
Certainly interesting matchup. So
I would think Tweeg's probably favored. I don't know how this Highlander Mage is going to do against the
all aggro
Warrior and Hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the freezes are better against the Zoo specifically than the Hunter and Warrior.
Yeah, I would be a little bit more worried if not so sure about how this more aggressive Warrior deck could be against the Mage.
Yeah, this pirate heavy
I would
Warrior.
favor the Mage against the more traditional Warrior, to call it. But this is a little more aggressive, so that one I'm a little bit unsure about. Zoo list are pretty similar.
Yeah, it looks like there's Defender of Argus in Tweeg's list. And then no Defender in ESOGlokta's. So what did he cut to play his Defenders?
I think the weird thing is since ESO has the Highlander Mage, it scales the thumbnail really funny. So I can almost read all of the League's deck on the thumbnail, but I actually have to click on ESO's list.
Oh, yeah.
The way it scales the thumbnail.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We got...
And Tweeg banned the Warrior, you said?
Yes.
Yes, and ESOGlokta banned Demon Hunter.
I kind of like Tweeg here. I just really don't know what to make of the Pirate Warrior.
Looks like they looked at a wild Pirate Warrior list and was like, I'm going to make as much of that as possible.
Yeah, like I said, I think I would favor Tweeg if that was just a regular Warrior deck.
Yeah.
Maybe a little tough against the Mage, but maybe it's better against the Mage. Maybe it's just so much better against aggressive decks, I would think, than Warrior. But so a little, yeah. Normally I would say Tweeg, but I'm just unsure about how this Pirate Warrior deck's going to play. So that's really interesting. It wouldn't surprise me if, like, for instance, Tweeg had no trouble getting wins with him, but the Warrior. So maybe if he can get that, if Tweeg can get a win with that Warrior deck, I would definitely have him favored in the series. Maybe the Warrior deck is really good in this lineup. I'm just not really familiar with it. Certainly played no games with it since Ashes of Outland. So.
Players are into it now,
Yeah.
so it's good.
All right, let's get in. And you said ESOGlokta will be on our bot,
Bot,
and
yep.
Tweeg will be on the top.
Yep.
So ESO first.
Yep.
And we're playing Conquest format here, so unlike the Hero format.
So once you win with a deck, the deck is out, and you got to move on to the next one. So we got Demon Hunter from ESO and Warrior from Tweeg.
So why
we're
I
gonna
haven't
see
been
this
worried
Warrior.
about Demon Hunter playing in Legacy, or in general in Legacy. I mean, because a really powerful deck can only get one win off of you. So if you can't beat a deck, it's not the end of the world like being.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of times in this format, you can, target one deck, lose 2, go down 2-0, and then, your 3 decks are geared against that one specific deck, and then you just try to reverse sweep. Oh, I didn't notice the questing adventures in the list earlier.
I was still specking HeatShock, so. And I wasn't seeing anything, but I wasn't able to.
It's all good.
It's okay. HeatShock's captain of the Pro Series team that is playing right now, so the WashU Mishas.
I was wondering why I didn't get the little eyeball over ESOs. Well, that's quite the start.
Yeah, Tweeg's got a
Yeah.
with the big
I
board.
don't know what ESO has to do to. He certainly can't. One of the problems with playing some of these more expensive cards is proximity.
I grow impatient.
Yeah, like these questings really aren't going to do anything. Maybe this whole game, except for maybe be a 2-2 or 3-3 at best.
And that's the big reason to not play multiple questing adventures in questing adventure decks is because you occasionally draw 2 of them.
Demons?
Yeah, and they just don't do anything. And like you put all your spells into one of them, so one gets super big, and then the second one's like just a sad little 3-mana 2-2.
Yeah, I mean the second one is almost never that great and really awful when you draw with the first.
Grows short.
He's the little brother. The second pair is the little brother of the big brother.
This is really ESO's only play here, Shrink the 2-2, and still not all that much because he has lots to follow up with. Also gonna have Sky Raider and the Corsair's Cache as an option.
Trust the pirate's code.
Not the greatest use of his mana on the next turn, but I would have liked to see. He can't play his weapon, right? So.
Nope, because the only weapon is this Ankar, I do believe. Double check. Oh no, he has 1 Arcanite Reaper and 1 Livewire Lance.
Okay, so
Yeah,
all
no matter what, all 3 weapons cost more. Huh. So we're thinking about a heroic striking down the 3-2?
Someone's gotta lead the charge.
Well, it's a good one.
Oh, Bloodstone Raider, real good. Yeah. Next time he gets to play a 3-3 weapon with a 5-3 if he wants it.
They will never catch me.
It's interesting that he didn't choose to play one of the
Questing
questings here.
I was just gonna say, it's almost like a dead card now, unless he's.
I guess he's waiting till after the Skull to play the questings, try to get a bunch of 0 mana cost cards. But
Yeah, but there's going to be a card covering the skull next turn.
Oh, look at that.
oh yeah, because he's gonna draw something for turn. It's true.
And this is really still fascinated by this pirate deck.
Spot.
Yeah, I mean, He's put out some big minions right now. And ESOGlokta has been on the total. Well, I mean that allows him to play the skull this turn if he wants.
Or he could.
Double
mean-
questing.
Double questing, make him some 5/5s
That's some. I don't know if it's better
or
than that.
4/4s.
I mean, it doesn't really utilize a twin slice all that well.
No.
Also have the option of just hero power and glaive bound. Yeah.
That's what we're gonna do.
Our enemies will fall.
All right, so let's see. Got double upgrade, heroic strike, green skin, blood sail, and
Drink up the
South Sea in hand.
Green skin just does not seem like it's gonna do. Yeah, Demon Hunter's totally happy doing this.
Oh. All right, there we go. Free taunt.
and plunder.
Played the 2-1 to trade. Or we going face? Trading.
I almost certainly has to trade.
That skull in the middle is not doing ESO too well right now. Sorry.
We don't look at the middle of our hand when we're playing Demon Hunter.
I gotta try and
No.
be not too biased here because I'm
So we make a 4/4,
So we can make-
a 2/2, and a 2/2.
So if we play both questings, they're both 5/5s this turn. If we play both halves as Twin Slice with the Blazing Battle Mage.
If you play, you don't. I think you probably want to hero and clear the Dread Corsair if you're gonna
Yeah.
play slices. So
So we can play a
Questing
questing.
and a Satyr might be better.
Yeah, 2 Twin Slice and Hero Power. I like it.
Time grows short.
He will certainly play you know, questing and the double twin slice. It's he's going with the here, which I kind of like to. So
Still gets a 5/5 out of this questing.
yeah, which makes at least as far as he knows, you green have to be the thing that trades into it. So I think I like this better. You really want the board to be as wide as possible because you want many things to live, deal damage on the next turn.
Going for the upgrade. Try to make this blood sail as big as possible. So we're trading with Core Prom then.
Dread Corsair. He hopes to find a Dread Corsair with the Sky Raider. And Tweeg has to be thinking like he can't afford to take any more damage.
Yeah,
I must choose.
Someone's gotta lead the charge.
because it's a Metamorphosis or something off the top could easily. Ooh.
He's not near close enough to be closing the game out on the following turn. That makes it a lot closer.
ESO looking at that 8-3 is not a very fun time.
That Tweeg actually might be in a really good spot here, especially now that Isto has to play his hand out to, use
his
all
skull.
his skull. So
And he only has one I-beam in the list
Poor warlock.
to clear. Oh, and there it is.
wow, what a great draw!
Luckily, it wasn't the last card drawn. It still cost one.
Matter the twins could have covered it.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So we got 10-14 right now.
And
Enough. This has to kill something.
nope, he's just going face.
I guess he's not threatened, right? So
Yeah.
Give me a quest.
So we got 2, 4, 6. Oh. That's pretty good.
Possibly. It also just made not do enough. He's gonna have to remove this Corcron, so
Yeah, we're gonna have to double trade into it. Because you can't hit it with your face.
nope. So
So let's see, what are Tweeg's out to lead the next turn?
use both upgrades. Use the green skin, a second Corcron, and another heroic strike.
Yeah.
I guess we
That's
can
it.
look at this.
Yeah. Maybe a weird sky barge. Nope, that won't do it.
It looks like it's game.
Well, we can
so.
still draw. No, we're
Oh, that's
drawing
true.
too.
Get a Corsair.
I should do it.
Well played.
ESOGlokta will take game 1 here.
Yeah, I was again worried how he was going to get a win with Rear. Made it really close.
They cannot stop my work. I choose death. Power.
But, you know, wants to
Seemed
complete
like
some of the quests before conceding, so. Just to complete a 13 dormant quests.
Could be. He's like, you know what? I know I'm dead, but these quests gold though.
Yeah, it was a little rough.
We don't have a camera because we have a
Versus Garrosh.
new cat.
Your
Please.
death. Your
So we
soul
brought
shall be
Pirate Warrior
mine.
back for Tweeg and the Zoolock here for ESOGlokta.
Is Tweeg the random number generator conquest or is he the off playing whatever I lost with? You know, I've played him before. I have no clue.
They cannot
Ooh, it's
I was
stop
getting
my
really
work.
frustrated in Legacy Week 1 because I use random number generator, not really giving away anything. Lots of people do that to pick their decks.
Yeah, I roll a dice.
I just kept picking. I lost with Hunter, got it picked again, lost with Hunter, and like rolled it again. And luckily, I squeezed a win out with it. But getting really upset.
Almost out of
Live by the random number generator, die by the random number generator.
Funnily enough, it's I don't have to go back to look at who played the first week, but and Zoo betrayed them, so weren't able to squeeze out their.
Ooh,
That's a big.
it's a big raper.
It's Fiery War Axe, right? So
Yeah, next turn he'll get a Fiery War Axe off the dormant minion. This Sky Barge can be huge in this matchup if ESOGlokta never gets a buff off on his
I forgot that
Scrap
was even
it.
hard.
Sky Barge.
weapons for my
Yeah, I mean, I remember it now, but I think I remember it when there was.
I'm just gonna run it out.
I think used to get 0 mana pirates or really cheap pirates maybe, and
Oh, so Flyers can take care of it if he decides to.
Yeah, last week Saku and I watched this Sky Barge and
It was
The
putting in work and wild.
fire
man.
cannon. Yeah, we're putting in work and wild, just throwing out all these pirates and just blowing up everything.
The light protects me.
And so we're gonna evolve into a 2-drop.
I think I definitely pre-nerfed more attacks with Pat than anybody else.
Wow.
What a good, good hit by ECO.
Pretty good.
ESO, sorry. Or should we call him Galacta? I can't remember.
I've just been saying the full thing.
Just clearing and leaving the 5/3 up. It looks like it. They're value trading the 1/1.
Oh, it's
Saving the
interesting that we-
weapon charge.
I don't know why we would save the weapons charge with 2 weapons in hand. So, especially an Ankar and an upgraded Arcanine Reaper.
I guess the thought really wants to play Greenskin, but are you that excited to play it on?
Yeah, on your Fire War Axe. I think you'd rather play it on one of the other two weapons, right?
Yeah, but maybe you just want to play a 5/4 next turn so bad. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
You
try to
gotta
keep the
get some
board tempo.
I kind of hate it. Play a 5/4 next turn, given that your opponent has an empty board, it looks a lot better, and the fact that it upgrades something is.
Yeah.
Guys, I can't move.
Let's see what he discards off the Soulfire.
Especially now. ESO doesn't have a huge hand yet, so.
Maybe we can start tapping away, try to find some more minions for the Scrap Imp when it flips.
Yeah, but that's
Or
pretty
wakes up.
dangerous.
It is.
A simple spell.
Only gives you right, so.
Those are some bad one cost spells.
This scrap it is not very exciting. Like Tweeg's on the plan to try and just push as much as he can, which is generally what you want to do against a zoo deck, and especially one as slow of a.
Hand that he has. Yeah. Because there's no heal in this. And
In week 1 of Legacy, I found playing against similar to playing Druid decks, where they kind of don't really do a lot to interact with you in the first few turns and hope that their
Eager to share.
flashy turn's good enough, and sometimes it is.
Why do you fall?
Oftentimes it isn't, but it looks like ESO may have turned the corner, given that he's only really going to be able to hit with weapons with no board. So has plenty to interact with any front minion. As long as he can keep the board clear, the weapons aren't going to do a whole lot. It's going to take minimum 3 attacks a weapon to kill ESO, unless Tweeg finds Charge or Heroic Strike.
How bad do you want to hit that 4-3 and the 3-3 right now?
oh, that's definitely the trade.
And you basically present lethal on the next turn, right?
I wonder.
Yeah, because it still allows you to push that 4 from the servant, theoretically.
You're probably defending whatever, yeah, either that or
Yep.
take 17.
That should do it. I don't know what Tweeg can do here.
I don't. You probably
Come
want.
back.
You have no. There's no way you die, right? So.
Yeah.
You die at 12.
As the Warlock?
Right.
No, not on 8. Because like looking at his deck list, you know he has no inner rage, no like additional like to help out the charge. So you know he has an upgraded weapon, which is at most 6 on the Reaper, plus a heroic strike is 10.
Again,
So-
I was unsure looking at this pre-match how he was going to get a win with the warrior.
Just
and
running it
maybe
back.
He was going to have to be against the mage. This is
Yeah.
probably his best bet. I think the mage
non-healing
is a lot better against the traditional egg warrior because they tend not to build a big board, very strong board early.
So the only healing in the deck here for ESOGlokta is the Kartut Defender. We don't have any Swamp Oozes to deal with weapons.
They cannot stop my work.
We have Deep Freeze or Water Elemental. I see some Highlander
Oh
mages
yeah.
Water Elemental. Has Deep Freeze.
Yeah,
Long
but I
way
think
to
if we get to those turns, I think Tweeg is probably dead. So we need to end this game before
Turn 7.
ESOGlokta locks down the board with Deep Freeze.
Yeah.
Someone's gotta lead the charge.
Does he have a
Oh.
secret besides Flame Ward? This barrier, okay.
Yep.
Just throw the flame ward out there and arcane.
No,
Waiting for a bigger board? Oh my goodness.
because you assume he's probably gonna play like at least one minion more here, and you're fine with taking 2 off these Sky Raiders.
Puzzle box, do it.
The Flame Ward's only going to kill 2 Sky Raiders, so Flame Ward only kills only one more thing than a Arcane Blast does, right? And
Yeah.
the Hero Power will deal with it over the course of the next 2 turns. So
I assume we'll probably see the Flame Ward next turn, because I assume we're gonna see maybe Blood Sail, maybe not. Maybe we'll throw out the Sky Barge since we do it for turn.
Coin and yeah.
Coin upgrade. Yep, I like this. Just try to push as much damage.
yeah, especially since ESO's deck doesn't interact with weapons at all, right?
Yeah,
He can Zephyrus for ooze,
This is
what
my
he's gonna do.
suggestion.
if it gives him an ooze.
Yep. Game
Oh, it does.
It tends to work a little better when card you want is exactly the amount of mana you have left, right?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I wonder what it give you out of a step if you hadn't already played the ooze. Or if you had it, had an ooze in your deck naturally or something.
It doesn't check for what's in the deck.
Now, what I'm saying is if you had already played the ooze and now like on
Oh.
this turn you're playing Zephyrus and you had played a weapon or something like that,
I don't know. Zephyr is such a unique, interesting 1 million
Elements.
moving parts
Yep.
kind of card.
Yeah. He flows like the elements themselves. I'll shut up now.
The end is coming!
into dangerous territory.
Yeah.
We didn't even think about not shut down Miso's throat this turn, right? Like, if he plays this Arcanite Reaper, he's like definitely just does 9, right? Or I guess he's maybe
I would think, right?
worried
Yeah.
about 2. But I mean, you can't be worried about one of them, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you're playing around the 1 in 30. But unfortunately, he does have it.
But he can clear it with like if he wanted green skin and then
Yeah, South Sea.
and puts him to 15, which is pretty good. I mean, it's a lot better, but that's his last heal, right? So
Yeah.
I guess he also has possible taunts from power creation. He has CMAT.
Overconfident Orc, Tiamat, Bone Wraith.
See him might come down right now. Yeah.
Yep, just taunt Divine Shield.
We taunt Divine Shield?
Win for you.
You
Nope, it's taunt. Taunt Divine Shield.
go taunt Divine Shield, okay. Oh, I missed that the Arcanite Reaper was on 6 because of
Someone's gotta lead the charge.
From the green skin.
Who in their
Not a bad
right
pirate.
mind hides loot?
he playing Gorehowl in 2020.
Oh my goodness.
Yikes. Wow.
That
Okay.
Always a possibility, right? That finding
Yeah.
taunts. I don't know what the numbers are for 6-mana taunts, but
Oh boy.
Yeah, because you got Safeguard, Hogger technically makes the taunts. You have this, you have Sunwalker, Cartoot.
All kinds of options. Yeah.
Cartoon would have been dumb.
No.
Yeah, I think if I saw a Cartoot off my opponent's Power Creation at this point, I'd probably just wrap it up.
Be brutal for Tweeg here, right? Because he's not.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure how Tweeg was going to get a win with that warrior. But apparently, so was he. So maybe a bit to concede, but it probably was just over, right? So
Yeah, he's got to work through those 2-6-5s that his face just has to eat, both of them. That does it.
Tweeg would unable to get a win with the Warrior.
Yeah, what you said before the match started, that was going to be the most interesting and the one that might be the hardest for him to push through.
Yeah, and it looked like that was the case. So I guess it's a little different in pro. You don't like Legacy. You don't choose which decks you play after you know what classes your opponent's playing.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it was a bit of a gamble on the part of Tweeg. But
Hey,
What's going
Hello.
on? Congratulations.
Thank you.
Don't like it that
This
your
is
team
ESO,
stopped my
right?
team, but
Yeah, this is
it's all
ESO.
good. What can you do?
Can you guys hear me?
We can.
yes,
can.
for ESO or
I pronounce it ESOGlokta, but it doesn't really matter.
Well, we will.
man.
It's
Yes,
okay.
What
Yeah,
space is in it next? No, I'm kidding.
yeah. It's an old name.
We were saying before the match started, or at least I was commenting that I would have really liked Tweeg's lineup against you if he just had was just a more traditional Warrior deck, but was unsure how he was going to get a win with his Warrior deck. And
Yeah.
look, that turned out to be the case. That first game was pretty close. The first game against the Demon Hunter, I believe.
Yeah. And the
That was
series
my-
would have gone totally differently if he was able to get the win with that first with his Warrior in that first game.
Yeah, so
Because yeah, that was what was
typically-
holding back his lineup.
typically in Conquest, I tend to randomize my decks, but if I'm really kind of scared about how I'm going to get a win with a particular one, I might go, random number 1 out of 2 rather than random number 1 out of 3 and kind of cheat it and save that deck I'm scared about. But it looks like he just wanted to.
Yeah, he
Through
was
it.
really looking to get a win with that deck, I guess. Yeah, my queue order is usually just pretty random.
That's the first thing I do is I close my email after wrapping the screenshot out the way, and then I go open, Google random number generator and 1 through 3, and I'm not to, like I was mentioning in commentary, tilt off and re-roll because I don't want to pick the same deck over and over again. And
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, game theory says that's the best way to do it, right?
Yeah.
I suppose I don't know how much is really known about what you do, given that you expect the other person is also randomizing. I guess it's probably still just randomizing, but
Yeah.
So, what was your favorite point in the match? I guess you said the closest one was the Demon Hunter versus Warrior.
Yeah, that first game, yeah. It was an interesting game for sure. I feel like his Warrior had one of the weaker draws in that game. He didn't get a weapon for a while and then only had one weapon and couldn't activate his Horde Pillager.
Mm-hmm.
And I still just barely scraped by. In fact, I wish I would have done one thing differently in that game, which was on my 9-mana turn, I played questing, and then my 0-mana strike card to draw 1, and I drew into Skull of Gul'dan. And if I hadn't played the questing, I would have had lethal. And I didn't consider the Skull of Gul'dan draw that turn, so.
that was wasn't that your second skull, or was that your second?
It was my second skull that I drew. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I didn't think about it.
I mean, I'd have to look back at the replay, but it's tough to. Was that the only time where you'd be risking not having lethal, or if you drew the second skull? I mean, what I'm saying is, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Play was always better, except for when you drew the second skull, and if that's the case, that's 1 in whatever.
Right, it was 1 in like 15 or something, but yeah, I mean the downside is only a +1/+1 on my questing, which doesn't really matter at that point in the game, I think. So I could have just drawn first, and then if I didn't draw skull, play the questing and just have 1/1 less of stats. So it really came down to the wire. I was glad to see that I didn't get punished. He didn't have another point of damage in hand.
Yeah, he needed to either draw. I think he was like 2 outers.
That's not too many.
Second heroic strike or the second Corcoran.
Yeah, that's not too many. Yeah, he did play those ones the turn before, didn't he?
Obviously, we could see that he had no other damage in his hand. Although you could suspect that the only cards that deal damage already being on the board, had already played most of them. So
yeah, and one interesting point is I looked at Tweeg's lineup from last week and saw that he had brought some aggro decks. So I didn't want to bring Rogue this week, figuring that if he brought a lot of aggro, then Rogue could do really poorly. And so it was a good choice not to bring Rogue, but I really wasn't expecting just how aggro he went. Like, even with the Warrior being just face Warrior.
Yeah,
it even surprised me. So yeah, I'm really glad I didn't have the Rogue, because that might have just lost me the series.
yeah, but that's kind of the problem. I mean, it's like Warriors' most like deck, but I mean, they can only have one weapon out at a time. They don't have that many cards that deal damage from hand. All the cards that deal damage have to start on the board and give you a chance to interact with first, and like classes like Hunter, something like that. So I think that's one of the problems.
Yeah, the deck really showed its. Yeah, the deck really showed its weakness against my mage when I was able to confidently play Siamat for Taunt and Divine Shield on turn 7, knowing that it would trade into both the 5/4 and the weapon. Because he just didn't even have any ability to do a single point of damage to my
Divine Shield.
To my Divine Shield, yeah, which puts you in a really rough spot. I mean, I feel like the deck could just use Risky Skipper. I'm not sure. I haven't played it really. I haven't messed around with it, but Risky Skipper is so powerful, and you can use Battle Rage too pretty naturally with that.
It sounds like, that's what I was mentioning. Was that he'd be in a lot better spot if he had just the more traditional Battle Rage Warrior deck.
Yeah. And you can still tweak that deck pretty significantly to make it more aggressive.
Yeah, I think you could probably leave the deck as is and still just add the Risky Skipper Armorsmith package.
Battle Rage. Risky Skipper Battle Rage was like 2 of the best cards right now.
I've yet to play against it. I'm only playing in Legacy this year, and Warrior's gotten banned by both me and my opponent. So.
Yeah, I keep bringing the Pain Warrior, and it's been banned both weeks now, which is the correct choice by my opponents. I feel like that deck is just good in every matchup almost.
Oh, for sure. It just has game against just about everything.
Yeah. So I mean, if Tweeg had brought the Pain Warrior, I would have banned that. But since he didn't bring that, it allowed me to ban his Demon Hunter, which was another big point in the match.
Yeah.
Not having to play against Demon Hunter.
Yeah.
Because it does certain things, like you shown in the first match, so it comes back pretty quickly.
Yeah, I thought I was going to lose that first game when I saw I was on the play with 2 questings in hand. I had a pretty slow start. My list did not perform well in that situation.
Yeah, we were making a
and then you hit
you
hit the 1 of I-beam off that first skull.
Yes, I really needed that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I really did. Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for joining us here, Glokta. And
Congrats on
so much for
huge
having
team
me.
win this week too.
Yeah, you guys.
Yeah, our team's been doing really well, so it's love to see it.
I don't. because I'm captain of the state.
Oh,
of
is that your
Blazes
team,
home.
Saku?
Oh, yeah, man. But it is what it is. It's we had a rough week this week, so it's one of those things. You just go with the card, and if it falls down in place, then you win. So
There's a lot of weeks, which is nice. Way more weeks than there are in GM even.
yeah,
Yeah.
so
So that's a good thing.
So got plenty of pro to go.
yep. So congratulations to HeatShock and your team there, buddy.
Funny enough, HeatShock's also on his team in pro.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So it's a double win for him tonight.
Yes, yes.
Well,
All right, thanks,
congratulations
guys.
on the win again. Great
Yeah,
night.
thanks for stopping by.
Of course. Have a good one.
Yeah, you too. Well, that about wraps
All
it
right,
up.
well,
Any final?
Wraps it up. Thanks, TonyMontana, for coming out, helping fill in on the casting tonight.
Oh, anytime. Yeah, if you want to help cast, I'm generally on a schedule that lets me be free later at night around this time. So,
Okay.
let me know. I'd love to do it. Love to get a little better at it and
Sweet.
have
Yeah.
fun.
All right.
Perfect. Well,
All right. Thanks everyone for watching tonight. If you enjoyed what you see, drop a follow. That's all we ask. Everyone stay safe out there during this pandemic. Clean your hands, keep yourself clean. Don't touch anything unnecessary. Do what you can. Do what you can to stay safe during all this.
exactly. Thanks, everybody.
Y'all have a good one.
Later.